one.
Nicole, look at these cute little babies we got in today. Aren't they sweet? I'm so glad that they're not outside somewhere in that winter weather. You know, I just started with the organization, and I don't really know how people cope with a snowstorm when they have animals.
Well, we're very fortunate with this one to have 24-hour notice. It's difficult getting the word out there to let everyone who didn't start with the SPCA a few months ago be aware that we've got 24 hours to prepare for life and death for these guys.
Well, what can we do?
Well, we have to get them inside. That's the main thing that we need to concentrate on right now. Bring them inside. Outside animals have to be brought in. You know, conditions, shelters that block wind will not be suffice for these dropping temperatures. Water freezes, and you know, food becomes very cold, and eating cold food could help drop the body temperature even more.
You know, I think people frequently think that because dogs and cats are covered with fur that they're going to be okay when the weather gets cold.
Myth. Terrible one at that.
Well, I mean, look, there's no fur right here on the bottom of these sweet little feet.
This is just as sensitive as if you were taking off your shoe and putting it on the bare pavement. It would be very cold. And what's really an additional horror is that the chemicals that a lot of people use to melt ice is extremely dangerous to animals. It can cause some really nasty GI bleeds and even death.
Oh my goodness.
It can crack open the pads of their feet, and they can suffer actual chemical exposure, like chemical burns.
I also heard this is a really dangerous time for cats drinking antifreeze.
This is a horrible time for that. If your car has even the slightest of leaks, and antifreeze is actually very tasteful. You know, they've added agents to it to help deter animals from actually drinking it. But felines will especially seek refuge under warm cars, and as the antifreeze looks down, you know, they see it as food, as liquid. So they would drink it, just trying to find something that's not frozen to drink.
Oh my goodness, that's terrible.
As we're, you know, in this state of emergency, you know, the governor declared this area a state of an emergency. We've got 24 hours to prepare. You know, we really would love our community to know that we have services here that can help them bring their animals in. Crates, towels, blankets, additional food.
Now, I heard you talk to Dr. Lawrence today about worst case scenarios, because as a vet, I think he's seen some pretty bad stuff.
Yeah, so he was explaining to me how many tragedies that he's actually seen throughout his years of veterinary medicine from animals exposed to the elements for too long. He's actually had to amputate parts of ears, parts of toes and feet and tails from frostbite, simple frostbite.
Oh no, that's terrible.
He definitely wants to get out the word, you know, amongst anyone who has an animal, to just bring their animals in tonight. That's the main thing. I'm glad these babies made it here. The shelter itself goes through its own emergency preparedness just to make sure that our guys that are inside will have provision.